in March of 1943, that was when everyone, when they would turn 18, was drafted for military service because of course, we were in World War II. And so I did what they call voluntary enlistment, so that when I was 17, so that when you were 18, you could go right in and to whatever branch of the service that you wanted to be in. Well, I wanted to be a pilot, so I was in the Air Force. And however, at the time then that they took us in, they just said, yeah, well, you'll tell them over there and next, you know, and we went. And a week later, we were not at Fort Sam Houston anymore in San Antonio. We were in Atlantic City, New Jersey, in the Signal Corps. And then from there, they called for volunteers for aerial gunners, and so I volunteered for that. I flew in the left waist of a B-17 bomber. And eventually we ended up overseas with the 15th Air Force, the 5th Wing, the 99th Bomb Group, and the 416th Bomb Squadron, which was called the Diamondbacks. And we were stationed, we went over into North Africa and all the way up into Tunis and finally into Italy. That's where our base was. We flew our missions each day across the Adriatic Sea into what they then called Fortress Europe. The tours of duties then were 35 combat missions before you could come back home. So we flew 35 combat missions. My mother had given me, they had Bibles about this size, small ones, and they had a metal plate on the front, and they were, I don't know where she got that one, but she had heard about them. And the story went that one airman had used this Bible. He had it on missions, and it deflected a piece of shrapnel and might have saved his life. So I always had that Bible there. For one thing, I think when you're 18 and 19 and 20 years old, I don't think anything scares you much, maybe. And coupled with the fact that when the things that you are involved in happen very rapidly, which they do in combat, once action starts, you really didn't have a whole lot of time to think, and to be afraid. Later, when you get home, is when you think about it and think, I don't ever want to do that again. But we did. It wasn't that bad. Or maybe I was just crazy, I don't know. But I don't think any of us were so afraid that we couldn't do our job. We came home with big holes in the plane sometimes, and on 3 engines a few times, but we made it.